This is Eric Rutan of Cannibal Corpse. You are listening to the Scars and Guitars podcast with Andrew McKay Smith.
G'day everybody. I've got a chat that was conducted aboard 70,000 Tons of Metal 2024 to share with you. This one features Niclas Engelin from The Halo Effect. I was about to say In Flames. I've already grilled him about that during another episode, so he didn't have to talk about In Flames, I don't think at all, through this chat. Maybe it was mentioned once or twice, but whatever. Of course, the discussion centres on the experience on 70,000 Tons of Metal, but we broaden it to talk about what's going on in Niclas's world, the Halo Effect, etc. So here he is, Niclas Engelin. What are your impressions of the boat so far?
I love it. It's such a great community. I love the whole, as we spoke about earlier, the community of metal, just having fun, and the love for the music itself, and just bring on your black t-shirt and you're in. Just go for it.
Did it surprise you? When I say surprise you, your tour, the land-based tour, sold out very quickly, and I know a lot of people wanted to participate in the Sea Lion snorkeling excursion. There you go. Did you know about that? It was sold out very early?
No, I didn't know, but that must be because of the Mighty Sodom was going with us. It was really fun when we got, Sodom is going with us, because we're a huge fan of Sodom since the 80s. So it's like, yes, this will be great.
Your Brisbane show in November was outstanding. I was in the audience, okay. Yeah. Was that show in particular special on the Australian tour, or has things got to a point where each show in itself, you're just ticking along like a clock?
I have to say it's ticking on like a clock, because now we've done so many shows on this album, for this album, and we have played these songs, so we kind of know the songs by now.
Was the Australian shows, you played with Lagerstein, and there was a few other bands. I think there was a band from Norway or Sweden that came with you guys as well.
Yeah. Beyond the Black and Devil Skin from New Zealand.
That's the one too, yeah. They were very successful shows. Were you aware before you came that you had that sort of a fan base in Australia?
We don't know what to expect, because this is our first album. Yes, we've been around for a while, but you don't know. No, you have to. I think you have to think about it a little bit differently and be really happy about it. I was so happy to see this packed and cheerful crowd out there, and you're like, yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah.
Never take anything for granted. You shouldn't.
I got to say, I didn't notice any difference in terms of the professionalism in performance to what I saw last night to the Brisbane show. I know you've been doing this for decades, but it takes a long time for the cohesion, generally speaking, to kick in. With the Halo Effect, as I say, I know you guys are all veterans and you guys have been there and done that. You know, you've got Gardenian and you've got these great bands that you've been a part of. But did the cohesion, the key word there, did the cohesion with the Halo Effect, in particular, with, when I say two new members, again, one of them's a veteran, the other one's fairly new to the scene, I'm talking about Anton.
Yes.
But was that element of it, did you have to effort the cohesion?
Sorry. I don't think we think about that. I mean, Mighty Patrick Jensen has been around, and he's like my big brother, because he's a little bit older, and he talks about all these great bands, and he can just show me, hey, have you listened to this? Have you thought about that? And we just jump on the train and then we just do it.
Yeah.
We don't think too much, because it's heavy metal and we love heavy metal and we devote our lives to this, so just go for it.
Yeah, I'm hearing you. How did you pick Anton though? What was it about Anton?
Anton is a very, very good drummer and a very, very nice dude, and he is the drum tech for Daniel, so it felt kind of natural, and he lives in the Gothenburg area.
Okay.
He's a little bit younger than us dinosaurs, so he comes from another angle. It's not Celtic Frost or Creator.
Yeah, it's all metalcore or whatever.
It's more.
It's As I Lay Dying and those sort of bands. I thought, or Black Dahlia Murder probably more to the point.
Kind of a little bit, but he's heavily into AOR kind of music.
Really?
Toto and such. So
okay.
he
That's
knows his shit.
You don't see a lot of crossover between AOR stuff like Journey and even though they're great bands.
Yeah, great bands.
Kansas, they're all killer bands, right?
Yeah.
But the application of what they do there is very different to what you guys need.
It is. That's his diversity of, yes, he can play whatever.
Days of the Lost, killer album. It's been out now, what, 2 years? I think it is.
Yeah, a little bit less. Yeah.
But it's established itself. It's now become part of the pantheon of like great Swedish music, great Swedish metal, which is really saying something.
Thank you so much.
You got new material. I understand it's ready to be mixed, or it has been mixed.
We played two songs yesterday, which is new. We did in Australia and New Zealand as well.
Oh, great!
Thank you. And we have recorded new songs for a new album that we will finalize as soon as we get home from this cruise. We'll jump into the studio and little tweaking here and there.
Yeah.
And I think we can see a new album coming out at the end of this year. Something like that.
And that means more touring, so the cycle doesn't stop.
No. It goes like this.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. What about Michael made some comments last night, and I think he made similar comments on stage in Brisbane. He said, "We're here to bring you old school." No, he didn't say old school. I think Gothenburg death metal. Are you ready for Gothenburg death metal, Gothenburg metal?
Yeah.
And he said something around the lines of, and I'm paraphrasing, "We started when we were kids, and we've taken it full circle."
Yeah.
Okay. Does it feel the same for you?
Yeah. Totally. We had this place in Gothenburg when we started out in 89, 90 called Valvet, the Vault. It was a small venue, but they were really cool venue because that was when you did from the youth centers and then into play an actual cool club in the city of Gothenburg from the suburbs. That was a huge step for us. And I was in a band called Sarcasm, and we have hits like Snail Death. Snail Death.
As you do.
Yeah.
That's what happens though when you're that age, right? You know?
Yeah.
Bitten by a spider and something like that. You know?
Yeah. So we happened to be at the same show, at the same gig, but the name were Septic Broiler back then.
Okay.
Michael pre Dr. Quilty, and that was fun.
Yeah.
And I think they changed the name at that very night.
Yeah.
When there was, we're gonna name ourselves Dr. Quilty.
Did you? I've spoken to so many of you in that Gothenburg scene, and I haven't asked you this question. I've asked a few others the same question, but I'm going to ask you now. When you were starting out, 16, 17, 18, 19, the world was very different back then, 25, 30 years ago than what it is right now. Was it even a hint that it could be possible that the road would lead up to right at this point you're at now, where you've been in all these great bands and
Not a chance. Damn. As I said, I was in this band Sarcasm, and those guys were maybe 2 years older than me. And for them, it was all about party, having tons of fun, listening to Morbid Angel, Sepultura, and Sodom, of course, and just having a blast. We were rehearsing like 4 times a week and then play some shows. So we were more about, it was a social thing for us because we were such a good friends, and that's when you got to learn how to play guitar and this kind of genre and style. It was a healthy competition between me and Christer, the other guitar player, because he was always trying to outdo each other. I got this riff, and I can do this. And then you build songs about that. So, no, we didn't think about it. And Dr. Quilty and At the Gates and those bands, they had a vision, they had a goal. Like, we want to get signed, we want to do this. But we were all about the party. And Snail Death!
Come on, you've got to resurrect that song, on the new Halo Effect live shows or something like that. Just do an amalgam of it or something like that.
Yeah.
We wrote this then and here it is. Maybe not on the album, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. That's a side thing.
Talking about everything old is new again. I spoke to you about this when we last had a chat, but a Gardenian reunion. Is that even possible?
We did actually, like 10 years ago, 12 years ago, we did a show. It was really fun. No, if that happened, that would be cool to do something, of course. Maybe I should talk to Jim Shell, to see what he's up to.
Well, the thing is these days, so you got Agent Orange being played by Sodom. It's an album that came out 40 years ago or thereabouts.
Amazing
So,
album.
great album, but the thing is, this is all part of our youth. So in the mid-90s, of course I'm talking about the mid-90s with Gardenian.
Yeah.
But there's a nostalgia factor there, and there's a demand there for it too. So I'm really surprised the promoter hasn't actually hit you up, especially for something like this. You know, you're already with Halo Effect. You might as well do a Gardenian thing as well.
Yeah.
You know,
Totally. Yeah, let's see. I need to speak to Jim.
Yeah. Okay, so when we talk about future plans, I get it's all laid out for you with the Halo Effect, but above and beyond what you're doing with music, maybe still within the sphere of music, what do you hope to achieve?
Wow, I'm so blessed, and I'm so humble to be part of this. Be here out on our way to excursion with Sodom. It's just crazy. I just want to be able to do this all the way because I love it so much, and I'm really thankful for that. New album with the Halo Effect, maybe something with the Obey the Riff. And stuff like that. You just be happy about it.
Yeah,
and to be part of the metal community, it's just wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm blessed to be able to do this.
So am I to be able to do this too, talk to people like you who have had such a wonderful, long and rich history with heavy metal. You're one of the, I talk about this a fair bit, Swedish metal was the reason that heavy metal was able to be reinvigorated through the turn of the new millennium. Without it, I know Norway had the black metal thing, but it's a bit of cult, it's a bit underground or what have you, but with Swedish, the Gothenburg thing, with it influencing metalcore, especially being such an influence over the United States and the like. If it wasn't for the Swedes, mate, I don't think heavy metal these days would sound the way it does.
Maybe it is. I don't know. We, as I said previously, we didn't think about that because we just wanted to play music and for the love of heavy metal. And then all of a sudden we get signed, we release albums, and then we started to do interviews, shows and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, damn, you have to kind of stop. Yes. Wow, what happened? Wow, this happened.
But I don't know whether this is the case or not, but my perception is that the Swedish music industry doesn't recognise the heavy metal musicians' contribution to popularising Swedish music, because it is a Swedish artefact, that type of death metal that you guys crafted. It didn't come from anywhere else in the world. You guys brought it to the rest of the world.
Yeah. Wow, you're putting words to
Australia. We're famous for all of the maniacs like Slaughterlord and Sadistic Execution and stuff, which I know had a big influence.
Carnival.
Carnival. There you go. I think they're still around, kicking.
The Butterfly Effect.
They're definitely still around. They're Brisbane lads. There you go. From my part of the world. They're just.
I saw them on the festival on that tour we did. It was great.
Oh, is that right? Oh, you went to that one, did you? Okay.
That was good.
Yeah. Clint's a great singer, and the guys, I can't remember the guitarist's name now, but when they came out, they introduced something that was fairly new. Was it them? Dead Letter Circus, Carnival, if you like that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. The crazy thing is these days, because Australia is such a small economy, the band that the drummer from the Dead Letter Circus plays in, like a magnificent world-class drummer.
Yeah.
But he's playing Saturday nights, Kylie Minogue songs and all of that sort of stuff, because there's what else do you do in Australia? I mean, it's not like you get the opportunities. Well, I suppose you can, but you've got to be really lucky, I suppose.
Yeah.
But it's just the nature of it, yeah. But Niclas, thank you very much, sir.
Thank
I really
you very
appreciate
much.
the opportunity, and, please keep on doing what you're doing.
And you too.
There he is, a very good guitarist, Niclas Engelin from the Halo Effect, formerly of In Flames and also Gardenian. All right, there are many more chats that were conducted aboard 70,000 Tons of Metal, featuring the members of Carnation Unleashed, Tigers of Pantang, Sodom, Scar Symmetry, Nocturnal, My Dying Bride, Inhuman Condition, Blood Red Throne, Angra. You can find them right here on YouTube, Spotify, or whatever the podcast apps you're listening through. But if you really want one place where they're all easily found, go across to scarsandguitars.com, click on the link up the top, just above the banner there, 70,000 Tons, and you'll find all of the chats in one place, including a retrospective of my trip, not just aboard 70,000 Tons of metal, but Puerto Plata, and that's in Dominican Republic. That was our outing, our day off the boat, and Miami, the port of Miami, because I was staying in the city there. All right. That's it from me. My name's Andrew Mackay-Smith, and I'm the host of the Scars and Guitars podcast. Until the next one, it's a goodbye for now.